Hello, everyone, and welcome to Phillies Unfiltered. Along with Jim Russo, I am Brent Tracy. Welcome in, everyone. Jim, how you doing today?
Hanging in there. It is pouring rain today. So,
Yes, here too.
had a nice, really hot weekend. Spent a lot of time at the pool. So, you know, it is what it is. Got to see a couple wins and a loss.
hmm
How about yourself?
Same. It was a great weekend. Spent a lot of time with the family. Tried to be outside as much as we could, but it was hot, like you said, so I had to be
Yes.
careful with that. But no, it was a great weekend. Had a great Fourth of July,
Good.
and good times. But as you said, the Phillies they have been continuing to play ball and doing pretty well. Not bad. This past week, we're going to get into it. They had a decent week. I'll say. I'll leave it at that. It was a decent week. Um,
Yeah.
but I think the first thing we should talk about is all-star selections have been made at this point, and we talked about this a little bit last week of what we thought was going to happen, and most of what we suspected came true in terms of which Phillies players got selected. The first I wanted to touch on was Brandon Marsh. He is the one starter that the Phillies have gotten in the position players sphere.
Des-
Go
Deservingly
ahead.
so.
I was going to say, go ahead to talk about
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been great. Like, what else can he ask for? He's hitting over 300. He's producing runs. He's hitting homers. He's
hmm
getting a lot of hits. I mean, he's stepped up his game in a big way, and it's really helping the team. He might be the MVP of the team right now, outside of Kyle Schwarber.
I might even put him above Schwarber just because he's hitting for average end power, and he's been striking out less. And I just think the overall, and he plays the field, which again I think there's value there too that Schwarber
Right.
doesn't quite bring. Don't get me wrong, I love Kyle Schwarber, and certainly he is MVP caliber for this team in terms of the players we have. But um, I I think it's fair to say Marsh is having a breakout season. Last year he had a really good season by his standards after May and onward, but this year it's just
He's been
from
different.
from the get-go he has been at the top of his game, leading this team in almost every category other than home runs maybe and RBIs. That's Schwarber, but the batting average, hits, putting power swings on the bat on the ball when it's in his nitro zone. He's not missing those wheelhouse pitches that he's getting, hitting the ball the other way when it's pitched away from him, running the base as well, fielding his position well. I mean, he's doing all the things. So
And he's always been able
good.
to hit the ball the opposite way with power.
Yeah, yeah, and he has done that this year too, for sure. So yeah, no, he's I'm really glad that he has kind of found his comfort zone here. He seems to have settled in, and he's a really good big league player, which,
Yes.
I don't know that we knew for sure 2, 3 years ago what that would look like with him. It was just kind of, he was the guy that we got in that deal beside Syndergaard, and it was like, he had some moments in that playoff run in 22, but all in all, it was just kind of like a bottom of the order sort of guy. He's batted leadoff this year at certain points. He's batted cleanup, fifth, whatever, the pitching situation is. They kind of seem to rotate Bohm and him at 4 and 5. It seems like that's the pattern they've been going with. But it's been working well, and I'm glad for him. Well deserved starting in front of the home crowd for the All Star game.
Yep.
Way to go, Brandon. Way to go.
Yeah, it's exciting.
We also have Kyle Schwarber. He's going to be participating in the Home Run Derby, as everyone, I'm sure, anticipated. Very excited for that, seeing him hit bombs in a
Yeah.
Home Run Derby at Citizens Bank Park. I think this is something that everyone's looking forward to, certainly Phillies fans, but it's going to be great. I
Yeah.
know, Calder and Bridget and I are going to be watching that. I'm not sure my daughters really care too much about it, but the three of us will definitely be watching that come.
I'll be locked in.
Yeah, yeah, the home run derby. So, yeah, any thoughts on that? What do you think his chances are of winning it? I mean, it doesn't.
I
Yeah.
mean, if he participates, I know he mentioned something about his back. If his back is holding up okay, he's going to participate.
hmm
So as long as his back stays solid, he's going to win the thing. Probably. I wouldn't.
He's
I
got
wouldn't be
as good a
shocked.
chance as anybody. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's weird. Like sometimes the favorite just doesn't. It's they don't always win. It's just like, someone kind of random in there just gets hot and gets into a groove, and they're able to win. He participated in it, what, 2 years ago? Whenever it was in L.A., I think he
Yeah.
participated, and
He got
he didn't do
gypped.
great
He got gypped.
in
I don't
that,
want to talk about
but
that.
yeah,
I've they put him
but
against pull holes, and
yeah, well, and then last year he won the All-Star game with the swing off, of course, which was exciting. I mean, it's not, it was a simple, a different situation, but so yeah, I mean, Kyle hopefully will be able to go for that, and we'll definitely be rooting for him. I think everybody in Philly will be rooting for him. So good job, Kyle,
yeah,
continuing to do Kyle things, just mashing home runs. But we also got Harper. He got selected as a legend pick, which, Jim, do you want to kind of explain that for people who
well,
may not
I,
understand that?
I didn't realize the commissioner picks the legend.
I didn't either. I knew the legend pick, but I did not realize he was the one who made the selection. But yeah, because I don't think a lot of people know what that actually is, what qualifies you to be selected as that.
I'm not I'm not entirely sure myself.
I think
Uh,
I think there has to be a status. You have to have a status of being in the league a certain
Tenure.
amount of time and a certain stature of player. Pujols has been picked in the past. There was another player that they had listed who was also picked sort of on that upper echelon. So
Miguel Cabrero's on there. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, so I mean Harper is definitely in that sphere of we're talking about elite, right, in his
Yeah,
career. It's well deserved. Harper deserved to be in this game,
it's a, and
given the season he has had.
yeah, it's like, and quite frankly, he's an all-star.
He
Like
is.
he's playing like one this year. He's been very very good. I'm very happy with how he's performed as far as production overall.
Yeah,
He
and he's leading.
defensive side, which has been still been good. Uh, Average is good, and he's hitting
Yeah.
homers. He's producing runs. He's extra bases, doing everything he needs.
Yes, absolutely. So no, well deserved for Harper as well. Um, Christopher Sanchez, there's no surprise there that he was picked. I mean, the guy is an all-star continuously. It's not
Yeah,
surprising at all that he was selected for the all-star game. I haven't seen who's starting as the pitcher yet. I don't know that they've named that yet. At last I checked.
I saw something that his name is up there.
Hmm.
I don't know for sure, but like it'd be cool if he starts in front of the home crowd. And
Miz
if he
Miz
does,
is
he does.
Miz is probably going to get
Yeah,
the
I mean,
nod, and
yeah, but
deservedly so. And nothing against Christopher, but maybe Miz says, nah. I don't know what his personality's like in that regard. Maybe he says, nah, let Christopher start since he's in front of the home crowd. I don't know what his kind of approach is in that setting, but
and
uh,
I get the feeling Mizorowski's going to have a few opportunities to do this.
probably, yeah. I mean, unless he blows his arm out throwing 104, which he could do, but
Yes, hopefully not for his
well, we're
sake. But
seeing with Skeens, maybe he's having some kind of issues. He is not
he's dropping off big time.
himself, and we'll talk about that more. But yeah, this past week the Phillies played him, and he did not look like the Paul Skeens we have seen in the past. So anyway, and going down the list here, Duran, another well-deserved All-Star
Yes,
nod. He has
absolutely.
been tremendously reliable at the back end of that bullpen for this team this year. So good job, Johan. I mean, that's love watching him.
Yeah,
Love the nasty stuff he throws. For the first time in a really long time, we have a solid, reliable closer that I would give the ball to in any situation, and 99 times out of 100, he's going to get the job done. That's my mentality about
yeah,
him.
yeah. Our problem is bridging that gap to get to him, but
Absolutely, and we'll get
that's
to
something
that.
later.
Yeah, for sure, we'll get to that. Um, Other thing I wanted to talk about, do you think Wheeler got snubbed here? I know there's only so many people that can be selected, really. You have to kind of spread the wealth a little bit with
I
regard to selections, but
I do. He's been excellent, but every team needs to have someone.
right,
So, I mean, his stats are better than Skeens, but Pittsburgh needs somebody.
right, yeah.
I think that's an example. So there, I would think that he's going to be up near the top of replacements.
Hmm.
Like if somebody drops out, hey Zack Wheeler, do you want to be part of the All Star game? You do deserve this.
Right. At this point, I'm not that disappointed in the sense that I'd rather him rest, given his age and the injury that he was coming off of. I get for a from a personal standpoint, I'm sure it means a lot to him to get picked, or if he would get picked. But looking long term over the season, and we'll get into this later because this is sort of what Mattingly was touching on. Um, I would rather preserve him as much as possible because we are going to need him desperately down the stretch and into the postseason. If we don't have him, we're in trouble. I mean,
Right.
it's that simple. You need Sanchez, you need Wheeler. Lazardo has looked really good, especially on the road this year, which is
It's
crazy.
weird, but
Um, but
works.
those three are in a good position right now, and they're looking good. Knock on wood, they're healthy right now. You'd like to keep it that way. So, but we'll see. I agree with you. I think he deserved it for sure, but there are logistics to consider. And yes, every team needs a representative. Phillies already have five, which is a big haul, of players for an All-Star game. So yeah. Anyway, I think he'll. You're right though. He'll probably be at the top of the replacement list
But
for sure.
while we're at it, quick shout out to Delco's own Kevin McGonigal.
Oh yeah, I just saw. I didn't even see what happened. I just saw the name and it said, yeah.
All Star.
Oh, okay.
I think that's really cool. You get
Yeah, that
his
is.
first appearance in Philadelphia playing the game is going to be as an All Star. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, no, that is great. No, so that's good for him then. Yeah. So I guess let's talk about the past week. We split the series, the four-game series against the Pirates. It's a little disappointing. I think the first game is a wash, right? It was Nola. He wasn't looking great. You lose that game. I would have liked to have seen a little bit better of a performance in the final game. We won the two middle games, right? I would
Yeah.
have liked to have seen us take that final game to make it 3 out of 4. Again, not a terrible series, but probably could have won more in there. But going back to what we were talking about, Skeens versus Wheeler, uh, Phillies jumped on Skeens early.
He did.
Just kind of putting the ball in play. Crawford just kind of, I love what he's been doing lately is just kind of slapping the ball the other
Put the
way
ball in
and
play.
just he's beating plays out. This is what we talked about earlier in the year. Put the ball on the ground, book it to first base. You're going to give yourself a chance to be safe a lot because it's a lot of pressure to throw a guy out across the
It
infield
is.
that can run
Yeah.
like that. And then they made the decision to throw home, and Bohm, to his credit, just stayed in the baseline, made it difficult. I mean, he didn't step to the side enough, the Pirates player, to like make a good throw, so he made a
Right.
poor decision. But it was a
Happens
smart
in
base
MMA.
running on Bohm's part. He's not a fast runner, but that was a smart decision. Just stay in the baseline, make it difficult for him, and we got 2 runs out of it. So yeah, that was really good. I think the other thing in that, and I'm gonna be curious to get your take on this because I don't think we really talked about it directly. Wheeler, it was really hot, right, last week. It
Yeah.
was unbelievably hot and humid in Philly, and Wheeler was laboring. He had his career or season high in strikeouts for the season, but he
Mhm.
also at the same time was definitely throwing a lot of pitches, and he was not as pinpoint as he normally is. It was kind of a weird split where yes, he was striking a lot of guys out, but you're throwing a lot of pitches when you're doing that typically. And he wasn't as locked in as he normally is in terms of that pinpoint accuracy. So his pitch count got up there. It was what, I guess, in the fifth inning that he was,
Yep.
or was it the
It
fourth
was.
inning? Did he even get
It
get
was. It was 4 2/3 he threw.
Okay, right. So he didn't get to 5 innings complete, but he was in the fifth
Right.
inning, and it was 105 pitches. I mean, he was just over 100, I think, right?
He was. Yeah.
So
And it was just a lot of pitches in a short time.
right, and then with the heat and everything, you know. So I want to get your take because I heard what Mattingly had to say, and I'm curious what you think about this situation where Wheeler wasn't happy that he was taken out. We'll just kind of say that he came out and said it. Mattingly responded to that when asked about it. What do you think about the situation?
Good for Wheeler for being upset about it. Like
The
he
ball.
wants to win. He wants to be in control of that. But even better for Don Mattingly taking him out of the game.
Yep.
I think is showing like he's not showing him up. He's just saying, I'm in charge here. I'm going to put somebody in for you. You're throwing too many pitches. You're struggling to get guys out. We gave you
Right.
the opportunity to finish this inning and then you let up a single. So come on, it's time to step out and we'll get somebody else to finish this out. Sorry, you didn't get the win, but it is what it is. team won, right?
Right. And yeah, I don't know that I love the way Zach spoke about it. I don't think it was completely disrespectful, but I think he could have been a little more tactful with the way he talked about it. I mean, I get that you're frustrated, but he's a veteran. He's a mature guy generally. I mean, he's not one of these diva players. I was kind of surprised. Like, I get the wanting to stay in there, but I was surprised after the game that he was still so upset about it. I guess he's had injuries or an injury that he's coming off of. They need to have him down the stretch, and he knows that. Mattingly 100% made the right decision. There's no
Oh,
question
yeah.
about that. And I appreciate the way Mattingly responded to it. It wasn't like combative or anything. When the media asked him about it, he's just like, it's fine if he's upset. He's a competitor, like you said. He wants the ball. He wants to be in there. I get it, but it was really hot out there. He's thrown a lot of pitches. We had a lead. I didn't want to see it, and they saw it the night before when Nola, stayed in too
That's
long.
that was just
So
abysmal.
yeah, but I mean, it was absolutely the right decision on Mattingly's part. I think he handled it well after the fact. He's, you know, I really like how he's running this team, and like you said, yeah, he's in charge. Even though Zach is a veteran, he's an ace. He's a top of the top tier pitcher, and he's earned the right to stay in the game maybe a little longer than other guys. He was at his limit, arguably beyond his limit in that particular game at
Right.
that point. So I think it was a good call on Don's part. Zach will get over it. He'll be fine by his next start, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
I don't think this is a Nick Castellanos,
Oh no, not at
Rob
all.
Thompson type of ordeal. I think this is just a competitor wanting to compete and a manager managing, and that's just what
Yeah,
it came down to.
that's what how I see it too. I
Yeah.
think, hey, the manager did his job. He managed the situation, and sure, he's got somebody that's not happy about it, and it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, and these are two mature guys. Like these are guys who've both been around the game for a while. Don obviously as a player and a manager. Zach as a player for quite a while. They know that this is part of the game. There's going to be some tensions now and then. This is not going to carry over
Right.
into anything. It's it'll be fine. But when it's that hot, you can't take any chances. You have all kinds of issues with the guys getting heat stroke. Maybe there's all kinds of potential problems. There was that kid that fainted. Did you see at that Twins minor league game? The kid
No, I didn't
fainted
see it.
during the national anthem, and the player, ran him in to the dugout to get medical attention, but he just
Jeez.
passed out and he caught him and ran him into the. So I mean, that heat's no joke, right? Like this was an insane heat wave, and it hit a lot of the country, especially the eastern, part of the country. You can't mess around with that. So I think it was the right call.
Agreed.
So anyway, I guess you know just talking about the split though against Pittsburgh. What do you think generally? I mean, I kind of touched on it from my perspective. What do you think about getting the
I
split?
mean, the offense is there. Like
Yeah,
the offense has woken up, and there's points where they're producing a lot of runs. It's the pitching that's the problem.
mostly the bullpen, but yes, even the
It's
bottom
yeah,
of the
yeah.
rotation.
I mean, outside of because Aaron Nola blows a five run lead,
It's
and
terrible. Yeah,
the bullpen doesn't help it at all, and lets up some more runs. Like I, I'm getting lead into the Kansas City series a little bit here, but in what world does Seth Johnson pitch in a 1 run game?
yeah. I
Like,
want. I think that there's a shortage of options. I think there's just a lot of bad options, and
yeah,
Mattingly's like, you've given me some really dull swords to use here, and I'm just going to
he's
pick one.
handcuffed.
That's kind of how I'm
Yeah,
viewing it. That I'm not trying to make excuses, but I just there's not a lot of great options in that pen. But yeah, I mean they could have won 3 out of 4 in that series. Do I think it's going to
yeah,
kill them? No. They've won a
no,
lot of games. They've been insanely good under Mattingly in terms of their record and winning series. We'll see what happens. We're recording this on Monday. The Kansas City series will wrap up this evening, so we don't know the result of that series yet. Very disappointing yesterday. That just there was, I don't know.
it was a
Just
dud. It
yeah,
happens.
it just they didn't wake up. I mean, but to your point, the offense has woken up, and specifically Trey Turner is in that Pittsburgh series looked comfortable. He was swinging the bat better. he historically does have a better second half as long as he's been with the Phillies than first half usually. Last year he had a pretty good overall year. He batted
Yeah.
300. He was the batting champ, whatever. But if you look at the totality of his time in Philly, he tends to play better once the second half of the season gets going. So that bodes well for this team because if he can get going and the guys who are already playing well keep playing well, like Harper, Schwarber, guys like that. And Bohm's had his moments.
Got to say Bohm too.
He drives runs in. He has his moments. Stott's had his moments too. He's hit some towering home runs late in games. It seems is when Stott likes to hit his home runs. The seventh inning on is when I feel like Stott hits all of his home runs late in games when he does hit
Yeah,
them.
it's fine by me if he hits them.
Right. But yeah, I mean, they're, and of course Marsh. I don't know why, but I mean, I keep forgetting to mention it. But I mean, yeah, I have no doubt. I think Marsh, if any of them are going to stay hot the whole season, I just feel like it's going to be him. Not
Yeah.
to say I think Harper or Schwarber are going to go into an abysmal, cold streak necessarily, but yeah, if Trey can really get it going and stay hot down the stretch, this team's going to be putting up some runs. Going back to your earlier point, it's going to come down to the pitching. Can the pitching keep that other team off the board enough? Because, yeah, the offense is playing well, but they're not going to put up 10, 11, 12 runs every night, right? Like, you're going to
Right.
have some pitching to kind of keep the other team at bay. And it really does come down to, I mean, we saw Nola. Weirdly, Nola pitched well yesterday. He went 7 innings, and which is his longest outing of the year. I can't remember the last time I saw Nola go 7 innings.
Yeah,
He's,
I think it was a second time in 3 years or something like that.
right. And so
It's
that's the
kind of
irony of it.
sad.
We lost the game, but he
It,
actually
he
did
pitched well.
okay. And
Yeah.
yeah. Now we need more consistency out of that, right? Like I'm not saying I need 7 innings from him. I'll take 6 innings and 3 runs every time
Yeah.
out.
Quality
Take that every
starts.
time out. That's all I would love to see from him. But and then that fifth spot is still all over the place. I mean, Ron
So,
Hell has done okay, but he kind of lost it in the last Pittsburgh game where he had pitched well for a while and then just kind of fell off in that. I think it was the fifth inning, I want to say, maybe,
yeah.
where they just started piling
Something like
on.
that.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
they've got to figure that out in some form or another. And the bullpen, I mean, that's the big issue right now. Everybody pretty much widely agrees. Not as concerned about the offense at this point in time. Not saying that they're not
Right.
going to try to add a bat, but the priority needs to be the bullpen, in my opinion, as you approach the trade deadline
Yeah,
at this
they're
point.
they're gonna need two. They need two arms at this point. But getting Keller back, hopefully healthy and hopefully in proper form,
Yes, we need
will
him.
that'll be a huge addition. I
I don't
mean,
trust Alvarado though. I mean,
I know you need a left-handed arm.
I
Tim
know.
Mays is not going to be the guy to in a big spot.
No, but I would argue outside of Duran, Mays is the only semi-reliable arm in that bullpen this season. I mean, his ERA is sub 3. He goes multiple innings a lot. And is he perfect? No. But I've been impressed with his ability to be versatile and come in, be the long relief guy. They put him in various spots in games, and he tends to do fine. I mean, again, his ERA is respectable and he does pitch out of jams. He's not that dominant lefty, he's not that like Aroldis Chapman, impossible for other left-handed hitters to hit lefty, but he's an effective left-handed reliever, and I would argue at this point he's the only one because Kirkering started the season fine, but he's sort of been
Got
shaky.
off a
Like,
little.
like it's really Mesa and Duran are the only two in that pen that it's like, okay, they've been pretty solid. I mean, Duran's been more than solid. He's been excellent, and Mays has been solid, I would say. The rest of them, it's a complete coin toss what you're going to get from people. I mean, Alvarado throws hard. If he's in the strike zone, he's effective. But if he's not, then he's walking 2, 3 guys in a row, and you're, dealing with
Yeah.
all kinds of problems. So I agree with you. They definitely cannot sit with the bullpen the way it is because it's not going to be a winning formula.
So I think they'll address that as a priority. That'll be the
Yeah,
first thing we see.
I agree for sure. And I think we talked about this, but I mean, I mentioned it with the Skeens outing, but Crawford looks more comfortable. He's got a couple multi-hit games lately. He's seeing the ball, I think, better. He looks just more confident out there swinging the bat. Your
The average is
thoughts?
creeping back up.
It is.
It's at
Multi-hit games will
250s.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. I mean, but he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's hitting the ball on a line or he's hitting the ball on the ground.
and the
If
other
you're not
way.
hitting fly, yeah, if you're not hitting fly balls, it's great. Like,
Right.
I mean, you might get under one and pull it for a homer. That's not going to happen very often, but
And we don't need
he's
it to.
no, we don't.
Just need him to
He
put
needs to
put
use
the
his
ball in play.
legs.
Yep. And I'm impressed with the way he has hung in there this year. I mean, he's finding a way to get comfortable, learn the game at this level. He's a smart kid. We've talked about that before. Outfield, I mean, he's been great. I really like the way he tracks balls down. He's still learning different things. Everybody is at that age, but he's got the speed and he's got the baseball IQ to be a really,
If
really good center fielder.
if I can critique him, I wish the arm was a little stronger. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, I
it's
guess. I mean, I don't.
accurate, but it's not very strong.
Yeah, but at least he throws to the cutoff man, which more
This
often
is
than
true.
not is the
This is
right
true.
move. Because in this day
Uh,
and age, you're not seeing outfield assists the way you were, say, in the early 2000s. That's just not happening in the same at the same frequency that it was. I think the playing it safe, getting it to the cutoff man is generally the way to go. I mean, if it's a fly ball and they're tagging, sure you got to try and get him out at the plate or at third or wherever you're
he
throwing. But
probably could
you
have
know,
had. He probably had a chance to get Collins yesterday on a sac fly that uh, made it a 3-1 game. But it is what it is. And then as far as at the plate goes, I'd like a little more patience from him sometimes. He
yeah,
gets
if
a
he
little
could
over
walk,
aggressive. He gets a little over aggressive, especially early. You know, he's swinging at pitches that are. It was like a stot problem. Those high fastballs.
yeah, I think for him and Stott for a while we were talking about him as the leadoff guy, and because when he's working counts and he's seeing pitches, that's what you want to see. I do think Crawford needs to find a way to extend counts because if he can force walks, getting on base is his best asset, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
best thing he can provide. So yeah, I think, and that comes with time. I think you learn patience, you learn how to work a count and kind of play the game as you spend more time at the big league level. So I think he's a constant student. I think he's going to keep getting better. I agree with what you said, though. He's definitely got some shortcomings, which you expect from any player, really, but certainly a rookie who's still in the first half of his first season. So, um, but I'm happy with how he's bringing that average up and he's collecting some multi-hit games. That's good for confidence.
Absolutely.
Um, so hopefully we can win the Kansas City series tonight. That would be.
Today, afternoon.
Oh, it is this.
The
Okay. All right.
210 game.
What's that?
It's a
The
210 game.
210,
Oh,
210. Okay.
yes. Yeah.
So I,
Sanchez.
th- yeah. So that's good right there off the bat. You've got your ace going. That bodes well.
Yeah.
Love to see that. So I think we are on paper at least, in good shape to hopefully win this series, which we've been doing pretty much every series. Yeah, we've split the one with Pittsburgh. It's not a loss though.
Right.
Um, and I mean, they're doing everything they can. They're creeping up on those Braves still, still creeping.
Yeah, it's still creeping. Yes, they
they're
were getting. They're only 3 games back. So,
yeah.
and
So go ahead.
as far as Kansas City series goes, isn't Bobby Witt just fun to watch? Watch
Yeah,
him play
kids.
shortstop and
Well, and me
play the
being
game.
me being a former shortstop, I love a guy
Yeah,
who can flash leather like that, and he's a good hitter too. I mean, he can.
good is an understatement.
I know he's a great
He's
player.
he's
He's a star.
he is a yeah, absolutely. He's elite.
Yeah.
So
No, it's fun to watch. You got to respect, even if they're not on your team, you got to respect guys with that kind of talent. So,
yeah,
I agree with that for sure. But yeah, I mean that's kind of where we are right now. This is the first time in a while we've done back to back week
yeah.
um,
How about that?
episodes because of craziness in life. But I'm glad to get here and do this with you in a consecutive week for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see some good baseball this week as we approach the All-Star break. Hopefully they keep the foot on the pedal, keep collecting wins as much as possible, and I will definitely look forward to All-Star weekend, particularly that home run derby.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be going to the Futures game next Sunday.
Oh, nice, man. I
So
really want to hear about that on here.
yeah, so I'll get to see Gage Wood hopefully. So
Nice.
hopefully I have some feedback there, and then afterwards was like this 3-on-3 thing, and with
I think I heard about that.
Like
Yeah.
Ryan Howard, Shane
Uh,
Victorino, Jimmy Rollins. Like, hey, that's cool.
that is awesome. I'm really
So,
jealous actually. That sounds like a good time.
so
But
we'll say, yeah, we'll see what that's
all
like.
right. Well, we'll look forward to hearing that report from Jim
Yes, sir.
in on his correspondence. But
Yes.
at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Jim to close things out.
Well,
Go ahead,
yeah.
partner.
Well, thank you for listening to us, folks, and hopefully watching us. Don't forget you can watch us on YouTube at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast. Listen to us on Apple and Spotify at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Phillies Unfiltered Podcast, Instagram at Phillies Unfiltered, and X/Twitter at Funfiltered. That's PHUNPHILTERED. Almost forgot how to spell. But yes.
Just changing up the cadence. I get it.
I mean, I completely blanked for a second. But again, thank you, folks. Good luck to the NL for the All-Star game. It doesn't mean anything these days.
Nah, but it's still it's our league.
Go USA tonight in the World Cup.
Indeed. Yes.
This being
Despite
Monday.
all the controversy and nonsense, go USA. I'm rooting for
And
them.
and most importantly of all this, go Phils.
Go Phils. See you guys.
See you, everybody.